Hi guys, I'm Anna White and I'm standing in a kitchen that my husband and I DIY'd. We've built at least half a dozen different kitchens over the last 10 years of building different projects, and we've learned a lot along the ways and kind of refined our process down to a very simple way of doing it. In this video, we took on a kitchen island project for one of our friends. We love how it turned out and we took some video and we thought we'd share it with you. We just finished up this gorgeous, gigantic island with 10 feet of cabinetry, and we wanted to show you how we did it. So in this video, we're gonna build the kitchen cabinets. This time we're gonna add a face frame to the front. There's a couple reasons why you might wanna add a face frame. I'll go through that in the video. So once we got everything cut out on our table saw, we're gonna cut out the toe kicks in the bottom. I do about a 4" by 4" toe kick at the bottom. While Jacob was working on the toe kicks, I went ahead and drilled all the holes in the bottom shelf board. So these are all the horizontal plywood pieces that go on the bottom of the cabinets. You need 4 pocket holes on each end at the 3/4 inch setting. All right, so this is the diagram. We're going to build a 48" long cabinet for the back, but we're going to do it in with a center divider. The reason you can't just do it without the center divider is 48 inches is too far for a cabinet and a countertop to span without starting to sag. So you really need that center divider to give you some structure. So we just mark a line even with the toe kick all the way across, apply glue, and then screw that bottom shelf in place with 1 1/4 inch pocket hole screws. See, the pocket hole system's really smart because you're using gravity to your advantage here and you can see the joint while you're attaching it. Anybody that's ever tried to nail from the outside knows it's super hard to kind of hold all the plywood pieces together and line it all up while you're trying to use a nail gun at the same time. So this is really smart. Instead of doing a full plywood top, we're going to use these 1x3 furring strips. It just kind of adds some framework to the cabinet without the cost, expense, and the bulk of plywood. We do 2 at the back so that there's some more rigidness and it gives a stronger back. And then we just flip it over and repeat that process on the other side to create one of the 24" cabinets. All right, there is what a 24" cabinet would look like without the face frame. Now we're going to go ahead and build a second cabinet side and join the 2 together. So by doing it this way, it does save a little bit because you don't have to have that 4th vertical side panel put in there, right? But it does create a little bit of issue, like the cabinet definitely gets a little bit bigger, so it's harder to work with, and you have to start thinking about like the type of hinges you're going to use for the overlay doors. I'll get into all that in a minute. I just wanted to, talk a little bit about why it may or may not be better to do it this way or to do 2 cabinets and then just screw the cabinets together. But for this application, it worked really well, and it made a really nice strong cabinet, and then it's less to finish, it's less to cut, it's less materials to buy, and it's one less step because you don't have to go and line up 2 cabinets and screw them together. So it really worked out for us in this situation. All right, the cabinet is getting kind of big, so we ended up moving it to the floor just so we could reach some of these pocket holes. And then we went ahead and strengthened up the base by adding some more furring strips. So there's the basic carcass for this 48" wide cabinet. But see the raw plywood edges on the front? It needs something. So you can edge band it, but I've never had good luck with home edge banding. I just think it looks real chippy and it can peel. So we're going to add a face frame. So I use 1x2s, and I recommend like a poplar if you're painting it, or a wood species of your choice if you're staining it. And I just measure and cut the pieces for a good fit. Now, if you have crooked walls and you're trying to put the cabinets in, some people will overlay their face frame a 1/4 inch on the outsides. That way you can line up just the face frames. The cabinets aren't necessarily butting edges, if that makes sense. And sometimes that's a little trick that, carpenters can use to make cabinets look really good. All right, so once I got all the face frame pieces cut, just again, pocket holing it all together first. The face frame actually adds quite a bit of structure to the front of the cabinet as well, and you can actually hang doors and drawer slides on it. So you want it to be a nice, strong structural piece. You don't want to just nail it together. All right, that's the carcass all done. Now we're gonna add doors. I went ahead and ordered my doors from a company called Barker Door, but there's a lot of different options that are very affordable, that give you a professional looking product with free shipping. We had ours come with the doors hinges already bored and ordered the hinges, so all we had to do was screw them on. These hinges have a lot of adjustments so you can get those gaps just right. So one of the things that we did was go with a 1/2-inch gap in between these doors. So I went with 1/2-inch overlay hinges for the entire cabinet. And that one there was a 6-foot run that we installed at the front of the island, and then the 4-foot run at the back. This is going to be a really sturdy island with a very heavy quartz countertop put on top. All right, thanks for watching. We actually have another kitchen and a bunch more cabinetry to tackle here coming up pretty soon. So if you want to see more, you have some questions, if you want to pick up some more tips, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And of course, you can follow me at anna-white.com or subscribe to our weekly email newsletter and stay up to date with what we're doing. We sure appreciate you watching this video, and we'll see you next Monday.